Hi guys. Happy Friday. It is another installment, the one you're waiting for, of Web3 Women. I'm Bucks. You probably know that. And I'm joined by the lovely Bozena, who is going to introduce herself just momentarily. For those of you who haven't watched any Web3 Women videos, first of all, where have you been? Because you've been missing out. And secondly, the idea of this isn't to exclude anyone, bizarrely. So if you're a guy, you can absolutely watch Web3 Women. It's okay. But really, we see it even in our company. There's a lot less females in our company than males. We pretty much 50% of the population. So it's just nice, I think, sometimes to give other women a bit of a voice in this industry, to hear another perspective, and hopefully inspire more people to come into it. And we've all got different ways of looking at things. And I think it's just nice to get a good rounded view. And talking of rounded views, I'm really excited for this week because Bozena's one of us. She's in gaming, and that's really exciting. So, can you just can you introduce yourself? I'm sure people have had a little bit of a Google about you, but just who are you? How would you describe yourself, and what do you do?
For sure. Thank you very much for inviting me. I was really excited to see that it's Friday, it's Web3, it's women, and we can talk about gaming. So
Yeah.
that's a great package. And to tell you a little bit about me, I'm an entrepreneur. I co-founded a gaming company. I'm a gamer. And the way how I got into gaming was that I could not choose between art and math for a really long time. So I went to study interactive media and economy both. And then I started thinking, like, how does that come together? And well, in gaming it does, right? So I got excited about gaming also myself as a gamer. And well, I co-founded GAMEE, which I'm leading now. It was 8 years ago. GAMEE is a mobile gaming company. And since the very first moment, we had the idea of connecting people in play. And we focus on casual style games, mobile phones. We have built large community of 40 million people who played many
How
of our
many?
games.
How many?
40. Yeah.
Sorry, that's a bit of a mic drop
Yeah.
moment. 40 million.
Four
Wow.
zero. Yeah. So it was quite a journey. The core team, my co-founders, were still together. We keep building. And 2 years ago, we got very excited about this new opportunity of seeing how can we take our gaming to a next level with a new technology that's called blockchain. So that was about 2 years ago. There was a little bit of a shift, and we started looking into, like behavior, what is really that ignites the community, what is the passion, like how do they share feedback, what makes them stay with us long term. And we saw that many of these elements we can make stronger by using this new tech, and that was very exciting, and we jumped on it. And then yeah, here we are. we have new products that can be called like Web3 gaming space, and they're doing really well. And that's where I am. Also, my company joined Animoca brands 2 years ago. So we're working
I'm
closely
aware.
together
And
with the
how
family.
I'm fascinated with that as well. So how did joining Animoca affect the way you were working? Did it, didn't it? Like what made you want to sort of partner up in a more formal way, I guess? What was the thinking behind that, and what's been the experience so far?
Yeah, it was I think that we knew that Web3 and blockchain, this is something we really want to embrace, and
Yeah.
we did not have any experience at that time. Of course, we knew of the crypto space, we knew of CryptoKitties, everything, but like 2 years ago we really did not have hands-on experience ourselves. So we were looking around, and I flew into Hong Kong to Hong Kong for a blockchain gamer conference, and I was amazed like how many things you can build. Like they were there was a first prototype of first games, like Minecraft on blockchain. You maybe know that game. Yeah, was already there. And many of the shining stars of Web3 gaming, where they're like pitching their ideas. And I got very excited, and actually Yatsiu, the co-founder and chairman of Animoca Brands, was also there, and this is how we started to talk. And the decision was that we can do it, but maybe we can do it faster if we join forces with somebody who has already experience in that space and help us learn faster.
Perfect. And what's the best bit about being a CEO? And what's the best bit about being the CEO of GAMEE? Because you are doing incredibly well. What do you enjoy most about it? You know, for people that are aspiring to greatness and to build a company and to do what you've done, it would just be great to hear from you a little bit about that journey and the highlights of it for you.
Well, I didn't really think like, okay, I'm gonna be a CEO. Like, this is not how it happens, you know. Like, you go, you come up with ideas, you build things, you build people around you, and then 8 years later, you look back and you're like, oh, I'm CEO.
So, that happened. That was the thing.
And then, like, the best part about it is that you can do it, right? You can see, you can imagine things, you can build team around you to make things happen. You listen to them, you let, like, basically you clear the team's way to make things happen, and they do it, and that's amazing. That's what I love about it the most.
Yeah, I think there's many attributes that I lack, but one of them I do have is the ability to herd cats. And that is so critical when you're building a company, isn't it? Like, to get everybody facing the same way, but then, like you say, to clear the path so that they can run at things. And I know, and it would be probably a miss of me not to mention it. So this week in Web3 has been, you know, we're going to have more. We've had them in the past, but this one has been a challenging week. And I know from Gala's perspective, we come out and say, look, our plans are long term. You know, we've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into this space. We've got 28 games in flight. We're not going anywhere. For us, it kind of, it's water off a duck's back, really. And I don't mean that as in, I know a lot of people have been affected by the volatility in the market, but you know, we're here for the long term. And I'm hoping your response is, you've got more than a week's plan too. Your response is almost the same. Like, we're building the future. We're not just building for tomorrow, right? It's kind of, it's a bit bigger than that. I mean, what's your take on this week and how it affects you?
That's the only answer to, like, events that happen, is you keep building, right? So it's the same when, like, things get very, very hyped, it's overhyped, you keep building. And when they go down, you keep building. So the answer is the same. I understand that people may feel like, you know, different emotions because it's been quite a week. But like, we never expected this is going to be easy. So it's not easy, and it's never easy in any new industry that is like popping up, is being created. And even entrepreneurship is not easy. It's never meant to be easy. And when I look back in that, like, our 8 years journeys, that the past 2 years are in crypto and blockchain, that's faster. Definitely. But even before that, right, we had good and bad times, and it was always like, keep building was the answer to everything. Like, you figure out how to, but the vision, like what we do and why we do, is the same. So actually looking back into engagement data and user data, how they played the games this week, the week in user engagement data was amazing. So that did not see any crisis. However, if you look at the crypto markets, yes, obviously you can see, but in the user engagement data, not there.
And that's the interesting thing. And we've been on, and we met by doing talks and panels and things like that. And I think both of us have this real desire to build something better, to create these wonderful experiences that actually have even more value attached to them. And so I do think it's interesting that when, you know, you look at some of the projects out there, that they're trying to move now into the experiential side of things, away from maybe just gamification and in sort of the I guess art I would treat differently, but maybe some of the sensationalism around these collections, and really going into that sort of utility play and some of the interoperability that I know you're keen on as well. What are your plans as a gaming company? Is it more titles? Is it more refinement of what you're already doing? Are you looking at adjacent things? What's making you excited right now? What sort of keeping you up, keeping you up,
yeah,
whichever way around
what
it
I'm
is.
excited about, we could spend a lot of time on that topic, but I'll just pick some of them. So we have this amazing opportunity of having a really large gaming base that's not deep in crypto. You know, many of them do not have any wallet, they do not understand like any details of that, right? And we have a lot of them. And then we have a smaller part of it is actually becoming bigger. Is 1.7 million wallets been created in our new Web3 product. But these people, most of them, this was their first wallet, and they got their hands on their first token, and they're learning to use their first NFT. So I'm seeing how they actually see the value of ownership and blockchain through first interactions in games, and that's very exciting. So I really love that part, how you see how like you're kind of blending like gaming and finance education and what's possible. And then the moment when you give people ownership of the things in games, they start being more entrepreneurial. And that's beautiful because this is something they own, and they start thinking, what can I do with it? And then when you look around the industry, this is exactly what's happening. Like there are companies being built around other assets, there are companies that helping to bridge different things. And that's what I love as an entrepreneur, is seeing entrepreneurship around people owning gaming assets, you know, like all guilds and companies that help to breed characters, etc. So that's one. Second one is the onboarding part.
You're excited about onboarding? Seriously, onboarding is like my worst nightmare because it's so full of friction, and we just need to fix it and make it seamless and make it not so scary for people. Like, but that, I mean, that's got to be a keeps you up, not gets you up, right? No.
Yes, it's not a hard problem, right? It's not an easy thing to do, but it's not a complicated problem. It's like the answer is like, can you show the value clearly enough, and can you walk people? And then it's going to happen. Of course, there's a lot of friction and customer support needed, etc., like community management, but it's something that we know how to figure out.
No, it's good. Well, you've clearly not met my mum and had to try and explain why you need a seed phrase. And that please don't put it, you know, anywhere digital, mum. But why? Well. in terms of partnerships and things like that, have you got any? Our community do love a leak. Have you got any big news or things on the horizon specifically that you think are noteworthy, or are you heads down and building, and you'll come up for air in a bit and tell us another day?
We're all about partnerships, actually. So last week, it was a big moment for Arcade, which is our blockchain-powered gaming app. So we have many games, we have gaming audience, and now we're opening up to partners. So we support partner tokens, we support NFT collections that give access to extra tournaments and games. So there is a lot of partnership now announced, almost one every week. So that's amazing, because that's exactly what we wanted to do, right? So we wanted to build bridges between different projects, and we can do it.
That's super exciting, and I love that. I think week one of Web3 Women, I was talking to Paris, and she said, Paris Hilton, and she said, you probably don't need the Hilton, to be fair. And she said something really similar. She was like, it's a really nice space where there isn't this obsession of like, it's mine and I won't share it. And I think that's something that you get from the community as well. They should have the ability to go where they want and do what they want and explore in the way that they want to. And I think that is so refreshing so far about Web3, those collaborations and those partnerships. And last question, because I know we're getting towards the end, why did you say yes to coming to talk to Gala and Web3 Women specifically? What was, because I know you are a super busy lady, you are running a business, you're building these amazing experiences for people. I know you're going to keep doing like stuff that I'm just going to look at in awe. How did I get 15 minutes of your time, Bozena? Genuinely, I'm curious.
First of all, I like Gala, so it's really nice to chat to you. Most importantly, I would really love to see more young entrepreneurs coming into Web3 space. It would be great if there were also women, but it doesn't have to be. Just more young entrepreneurs to come and build, because there's so much to be built still. It's not enough. We're at the very beginning. If we can get more women, great. And if there's at least one person who, after watching this, decided, yes, I'm gonna do it, it's good enough.
That's the perfect ending. I can't better that, to be fair. So I'm just gonna say thank you. Happy Friday. And if you're not following Bozena and the journey of GAMEE, please do, because they're doing some amazing stuff and there's plenty of space for everyone. As you rightly said, Bozena, we are so early in this journey and there's so much building that needs to happen over the next few years. And so the more of us that are doing it, the better, for sure. So thank you. And I'm sure I'll crash into you again soon, maybe in actual real life one day, as we're almost on the same time zone. You never know.
Hopefully. Would love that.
All right, take care of yourself. Have a nice weekend. And bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.